Okay, so drama aside from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, what we're talking about, what do you think makes the show so popular? Or is it, or maybe not the drama aside?
I think what makes Love and Hip Hop Atlanta so popular is the fact that you have a cast of people who are so honest and they are willing to tell you the truth. They're funny, they're dramatic, they're interesting. When I first met with Stevie J, Jasmine, and Mimi, again, I'm used to doing like the Real Housewives of Atlanta, so I'm used to doing these shows that's kind of, you know, put together, still dramatic, but kind of buttoned up. So I never knew that in the hip hop industry, when you are a successful record producer, you have tons of women come in the studio and you flirt with them and you may sleep with one of them. But you have a girlfriend who's at home and she's trusting that you're just making the money. And the number one thing that I learned in the Atlanta hip hop community is the roles. Like when you are a hip hop artist girlfriend, there's this understanding in terms of the hierarchy of position. Okay, explain. For example, you know, is it like a basketball wife? Like there's the wife and then there's like a girl. Absolutely. Okay, so say Like I think, you know, I'm not gonna reveal names, but there was a lot of people we interviewed for the show, and every single man had the main girl. And but they also had the side chick. But the interesting part to me was that the main girl knew there was a side chick. And she was like, well, I'm the one he comes home to. I'm the one who gets the Louis bags. I'm the one who gets the Louboutin. I get the shopping spree. And she gets nothing. You know, you may do that with her and that's all fine and dandy. I had no clue that exists. Well, I had a girlfriend who told me the main chick gets the money and the side chick gets the time. And I was like, oh. That is true. Which is why you saw Stevie J in the studio with Jasmine, and I was like, this is real. So I think when people watch the show, it's so unbelievable because they're so raw when it comes to showing you their truth. And Stevie J is showing you, I'm a womanizer, I cheat on my girlfriend, but I still love her to the point where I'm going to provide for her. She doesn't have to want for anything. And one thing he told me that I thought was so interesting, he said, Mimi is, you know, the first lady. She's like Michelle Obama. And Jocelyn is like Monica Lewinsky. And I was like, that makes so much sense to me. And it's crazy because that makes sense to me. I was like, oh, well, when I get it. When I interviewed Mimi, I said to her, I said, you know, a lot of people criticize you, you know, you're with a man that cheats or whatever. She looked at me, she said, Jasmine, have you ever been with a man that never cheated on you? And I thought, yeah, probably not. Like, and I felt really silly even asking the question. I mean, I'm not saying, I mean, because I come from a objective place. Like, it's no judgment here. But I was just asking questions that people want to know. And people are like, she's stupid, whatever. And I was just thinking like... I know. And I hate that people think that. I think people should give Mimi the respect of being a woman who unfortunately has a man who does cheat on her. But she could have easily been like, Mona, Carlos, I'm not, I ain't signed up for this. I don't want people to think I'm stupid, but she's willing to go through the fire because that's how dedicated she is to showing you her real life. Mimi comes from the standpoint of, I signed up for this. Instead of me being somebody who's like, nope, no. She's somebody who's going to show you this is some real stuff that I'm going through, and I'm going to, you know, get ridiculed, but at least I'm being authentic. And as a producer, that's all you hope for. She seems very passionate too. Mimi is the most authentic, passionate woman that I've ever worked with. And it's unfortunate that people portray her as being stupid, naive, weak. She's nothing like she's none of those things. She doesn't seem to be stupid though at all. She's very smart and she's not weak. She's a woman who is in love with the man she's known for 15 years and her only child, he's the father of her daughter. So you can't judge her. Do you know what I mean? I think people should applaud her that, look girl, I get it. If that's what you want to do, that's how you handle the situation, then that's you. keep doing it because it's good TV.
Well, and the thing is, it's easy for us to say, "Oh my God!" I mean, it's easy for us to.
People who cheat on me, and it is what it is, honey.
Yeah, yeah.
I won't put on TV, but that's my choice. So she chose to sign up for the show,
right?
And when you sign up for something, honey, you got to go through it.
Okay, so my question to you is, I was a fan, or still am a fan of Love and Hip Hop New York. When the spinoff came off, I thought, I don't know who any of these people are. I think this is going to be like a dud. Like, no one knows who these people are. I don't see how this is going to work. And Atlanta does better in ratings than New York. Why?
100%.
Why? And we don't even know who these people. We didn't know who. I mean, some people knew who Stevie J was, but not really.
Right,
like, not really. So why do you think it does so much better, or it does better than New York?
I think Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta does better than Love and Hip Hop New York, is because the cast are way more interesting than the cast of Love and Hip Hop New York. I'll be honest and say that, you know, I wasn't a fan of Love and Hip Hop New York this past season.
Yeah.
But I was a fan of the first 2 seasons of Love and Hip Hop New York because you had compelling characters who were so honest and so interesting. You had Chrissy, who is this strong individual who has an opinion.
Yeah.
And she's not afraid to express her opinion. And she loves this man that you sometimes question, like, Chrissy, you're a beautiful girl. Like, you can get anybody you want to, but she loves this man.
Right.
You had...
That's everybody's story, though.
Yeah, but she was so compelling to watch because she was so real.
Absolutely, yeah.
And she's funny. And then you had Yandy, who she kind of, you know, you saw this struggle of authority. Yandy's like, yeah, you were his girl, but I'm pretty much his boss. And you saw the fighting for position, and that was interesting. You had Samaya, who was a character in her own right, and who was funny. So I was a fan of the first 2 seasons. So when Atlanta came along, you had people that a lot of people did not know. Scrappy was, you know, probably the most famous one. Stevie J, you know, has said it himself. He fell off a couple of years.
Yeah.
You had Rashida, who was underground.
Yeah.
But you had people on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta that showed you something you've never seen on television. You have never seen a threesome in terms of... not on TV. Not on TV.
Yeah.
Right. You never seen that part of it. You never saw a rapper who was on television telling you, this is my baby mama, I love her, but I got this hot chick who's my best friend that I can't get over. And then you had the Rashida and Kirk, an artist and a manager, but they're married.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you had K. Michelle, who's an artist that unfortunately dealt with some past issues.
Right.
Who's immensely talented.
Yeah.
And she struggled to get to where she is. So you have all these compelling stories.
Yeah.
And these cast members, they're so funny. They're funny. And, you know, it's doing better than New York because... Well, you know,
it's better. Well, I mean, according to the ratings, it is better.
Yeah, numbers don't lie.
Yeah. Well, what do you think was missing from Love and Hip Hop New York? Or you can't say that. Or?
I can say that because I'm honest. And there's no shade to anybody else. I think the problem with Love and Hip Hop New York was as a viewer. Because when I watch television, I don't watch it as a producer. I take off my producer hat and I watch it with my viewer and my audience eyes.
Okay.
So as a audience member watching Love and Hip Hop New York, I just felt that those cast members just weren't authentic. I felt they tried too hard to be something that they weren't. They tried so hard to fulfill a role. Well, I'm going to be this one. Well, I'm going to be that. I'm going to be like Stevie. I'm going to be like Jocelyn. I'm going to be like so-and-so. And I felt like they were authentic to themselves. And you can't lie to an audience.
Yeah.
You know, you guys, the audience, you guys are so smart.
Yeah.
Because you understand when something's fake. Girl, she ain't really do that. That's fake. I ain't watching her. She ain't real. No, girl, I ain't watching that. But when you see someone like Stevie J, Jocelyn, and Mimi, and K. Michelle, and all these wonderful people, you're like, oh, that's real. Oh.
Right.
Whoa, like you're fascinated by how real these people are. So that's what I think.
Well, and then also, I think it was a lot of people. It was hard for me to keep. I mean, it was a lot of people. For some reason, it seemed like a lot of people. Okay, moving on. So now I've seen you. I'm all in the background at all times. So I've seen you like at parties and you know, like hey, like drinks with you know other cast members. How do you keep the integrity of your work and then still you know remain social
Yeah, I think, you know, wait, social with the cast or just social period?
With the cast, not your own personal social life, but like how do you keep that?
The reason why I'm successful is because I'm like them. I'm real. I keep it real with them.
Right.
I don't cross the line. You know, if I'm at a party and I so happen to run into the cast members, we're family.
Yeah.
You know, we're family. There's nothing but love there. So we have a great camaraderie. I never overstep the boundaries. I never step over the line in terms of, you're my girlfriend, girl, we're gonna go shopping at Neiman's and we're gonna party.
So you don't do anything like that? Okay. But you'll go to, like, if they have something.
If they have, I support all my cast members. When
Okay.
Rashida had performances, I would go and support her. K. Michelle would have listening parties, I would go and support her.
Right.
I supported every single cast member on that show when they had an event, because the reason why they're able to have those events now is because of the work that we did together. So I'm there to support them.
Do you all ever have conversations where they're like, I don't want you to, you know, can you not repeat this, or can we not? Okay.
I think, no, because I'm up front in the beginning. They all know at the end of the day, I am your boss.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. I'm cool. I like to have fun.
Right.
I'm social, but I am your boss. So they already know, like, if I don't want this to be on TV, I'm not going to tell Carla.
Right. Right.
They already know.
Right.
When they tell me something, I'm like this.
It's always on the record.
Oh, so we're going to film that.
Right.
Okay. So they already know, because we have that relationship early on. So I think as a producer, or anybody who wants to produce reality television, it's important that you set the tone early on that I'm your boss. If you see me out, it's all love, boom, boom, boom. But don't tell me something you don't want me to repeat to the network or to other people that works with us, because I want to be able to film that. Okay.
Well, how do you emotionally disconnect? Like, I would think you're almost like a therapist. So,
I am.
So do you ever, you know, I know, don't deep down inside sometimes you want, like, because you work with these people for a long time.
Yeah, I'll give you numerous examples. When I was working on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, it was this amazing moment where Nene Leakes was having a conversation with her then husband, Greg Leakes, and they're in the kitchen. And there was a radio interview where he said things like, I paid for who you are, I own you, whatever. And she just found out, and she's talking to him, and she's devastated to the point where her eyelashes come off because she's crying so much.
Right.
So I'm there watching all of this unfold.
Are you crying or no?
Yeah, because the thing is, at that time, that was season 3. So I worked on that show since season 1. So I knew Nene Leakes before she is the amazing Nene Leakes.
Yeah, very rich. Before
Extremely rich.
Yeah.
Yes. So I knew her before then. So when you're working with these people on a daily basis, you have no choice but to connect with them. And me and Nene are extremely connected. So when she's crying, I feel like, because I separate myself as a producer sometimes. So if a cast member's crying, I'm not some cold-hearted person who's like, whatever, that's just you. I'm so sympathetic to them. I'm sympathetic when Nene cried to her husband. I was sympathetic when Mimi cried to Stevie J after the Atlanta Live event in the park, and she said, you hurt me to the core.
And she said it so hard too.
So yeah, and that was real, and he's tearing up, and I'm like, is this a Young and the Restless? Like, I was so compelled by that.
Right.
And you have no choice but to be. And what makes a good producer is you have to have a soul. You have to.
Yeah.